Welcome to the Dojo Outfitters Show. I'm your host, Ian Kuiper. For our 25th episode, we bring back Dojo Outfitters owner and CEO, Andy Hung. What's up, buddy?
Yo, what's up, Chicken Bone? We're in the building, man. What's up?
Well, dude, welcome back.
Hey, man, I appreciate, right off the bat, to be here for the 25th episode. And I was actually the second guest. I wasn't the first guest because we had the goat on for the first guest. So to be back on the show, the 25th episode, the list of names that you guys have been bringing in, and it's just amazing how you guys do it. We kind of just you guys ran the show, you guys made the connections, you guys put all the dots on the board, and man, you guys are killing it. So for me to be back, I really appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
Yeah, I think the stars really aligned for us when Submission Underground started getting hot.
Yes. Sug has been our best friend. Shout out to Chael. Shout out to the people that run Sug. Just to have them and bring the talent in, and then we can kind of hit these people up and say, hey, would you want to be on this YouTube show run by Chicken Bone and J-May, and just kind of talk about their journeys? Man, you guys are producing great content. From the outside looking in, you guys are killing it. So just to be back here 25 episodes later to see the lights and everything's changing up, you guys are killing it. So keep up the good work.
Hey, brother. Appreciate it. To get started with, I actually want to ask you about a social media post that you posted a few days ago. It was a pretty long and detailed post.
Yes.
And I kind of just want to know where your head was at when you were kind of putting that down.
Yeah, I think right off the bat, it's on either my Instagram. I'll put it up on my Instagram after this, and it's on my Facebook page. But it was really just from the heart. And after talking to a lot of key people in the dojo or just kind of around me, yourself included, they were just wanted to know some type of statement about where PDX-BJJ, the program that I run as a sensei that I run, and other people at the dojo run as the head professor, where's my head at? As a business owner that runs PDX-BJJ, where's my head at? What's the stance and where are we in this global pandemic situation? And a lot of it came from the heart. To give some backstory about the post, I just had a son 8 months ago. You know how it is to have a boy, a new child, and it's very challenging. And I'm still learning and going through that myself as a new father. Definitely a challenge, definitely a good challenge. But I also have to wear this business hat, this dojo hat about being responsible for students and their journey in jiu-jitsu or judo. And it's a lot of responsibility to a lot of different people. We have a dojo of 100 plus people, 80 plus kids. There's a big community, and we're very fortunate to have at PDX-BJJ and Portland Judo. But it's a lot of responsibility. It's a lot of contact. A lot of people asking, where's classes? When are classes coming? And the post was kind of just to clarify, if it was up to me, we would just open the dojo. It would just be live, no mask. Obviously, do temperature and wash your hands, and if you feel sick, don't come. But I would say, hey, let's just take the mask off and let's just roll and let's just do what we got to do. If that's not cool for you, and that's not what you want to focus your jiu-jitsu on or training on right now, you don't have to come. We're not going to hold that against you. But we are going to say, for those that want to kind of risk it, yeah, come and train. We're going to be here. But the reality is that decision to either open the dojo 100% and accept any fine that the state could levy on us, or any kind of repercussions that that decision makes to move forward, it's not the right move to do, because there's so many lives attached to this dojo. It's not just me saying, you know what, I want to train. I do want to open up. Everyone's asking me to train. Let's just open it up and let the cards fall. That's irresponsible to a certain extent, and I can't live with that irresponsibility. I'm not saying that those who do open their gym and do just let everything open, I'm not trying to shame them or say anything negative to them. I'm saying that Andy Hung, as a man and as a professor and a sensei and a husband, I can't do it. I can't open and accept that responsibility because of so much liability. I mean, just the sheer liability involved. Just the sheer business liability involved. Someone gets sick, or someone, heaven forbid, someone passes away because they trained at the dojo and this and that. I mean, as a student, that liability is not falling on you. It's falling on myself or Sensei Roy, who you had on the show, or my brother, Louis Hung. So it was really just being honest about everything, how I feel about even promotion. We talked about promotion in the post too. Being asked, obviously people are training in a sterilized, kind of like both physically sterile and it's toned down. We're drilling, we're working on dummies. I'm a big inherently combative. Jiu-jitsu and judo is combative by nature. So when you remove that combative nature from judo and jiu-jitsu, how much judo and jiu-jitsu are you really doing?
It's not the same.
It's not the same.
Yeah.
It's drilling, which is fine. That's part of jiu-jitsu. It's working on individual drills. That's also fine. That's part of judo and jiu-jitsu too. But where's the actual combat? Working on another body. It's not there, right? So for me as a sensei, it's like, how can we move forward with classes saying this is judo and jiu-jitsu when it's not actually combative? Or you're not fighting an individual cross training. Now, is that only what judo and jiu-jitsu is? Not really, but I don't know. It's challenging. So promotion-wise, if you guys are doing, from a personal standpoint, if you're doing garage training or cross training, the post essentially said, that's actually just a drop in your personal skill bucket that you're going to get to carry when it's time to get another strap on. So you're just justifying your rank further, but it's not dropping in the bucket towards, hey, this is actually earning towards your purple belt or your brown belt. And the funny thing is, after that post, right, I got a lot of people messaging me, whether it be students or other gym owners, and just from my network of people being in this Dojo Outfitters or being in the community. That's a lot of positive support. I'm also in this boat too. I'm still trying to get promoted myself as a professor and as a black belt. I'm still chasing promotion too, but I have to make sure that I'm doing it the right way and I'm in control and managing everybody attached to my dojo and everything else too. Yeah. It's not just me. So I think sometimes it could get lost if you're a 4-stripe white belt saying, hey, I've been training. Other people from other gyms are getting promoted and I'm getting kind of itchy. Maybe I should go here and do that. I don't think they're thinking about, like, I'm in the same boat to a certain extent in that, hey, I hope I get my second degree black belt eventually. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I think people tend to lose sight on that sometimes.
Wouldn't you say, though, that training is better than no training?
Oh, 100%. 100%. Because you have to understand that if you're just stagnant and you're just sitting at home and in quarantine eating Cheetos and, like, your jiu-jitsu is going down whether you feel it or whether you agree to that or not. So yeah, you're a student. You're a student and you understand. I've been saying this, like, anything is better than zero. Anything is better than zero. What we don't want to do is go negative, where you're not training at all and you're not worried about your diet, you're not being physical, you're not worried about your mentals, you're not reading, you're not staying sharp. That's where you start to slide back and regress, right? So am I saying, yeah, am I throwing shade on just drilling? I'm not. Definitely, if that's what your jiu-jitsu looks like at that time, go and drill. Go to the dojo and drill. Because for me, what I had to reflect on is, like, what does my jiu-jitsu look like right now? It's kettlebell work. It's pull-ups. It's weight vest training on a 6 and 3 foot tatami mat at home in my living room. That's what my jiu-jitsu looks like. And I view it that way. And anything's better than zero. So I'm working on my physicals. I'm staying strong. And that's just what my jiu-jitsu looks like for now, for at this point in my life. Is it going to be like that forever? No. But I'm also 20 plus years in the game, so a year for me or 2 years for me, I've been sitting like this for a long time. So my scale is different than, let's say, a blue belt or a white belt or a purple belt. I'm patient enough. I've been in this game 1 or 2 years of me kind of just doing kettlebell work. Hey, it's actually maybe healing my body. I'm not getting that mileage, that wear and tear every other day of training. Like, I get to actually build muscles differently and work differently. So I feel like I'm still viewing it from, like, a positive perspective. How can I still get better? You know what I mean?
We're in a super weird state too.
Yes.
Because a lot of other states are kind of just running open. And if you look at our state, we're one of the most locked down states. Yeah. Making it even tougher.
More challenging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about what's going on in Portland?
It's funny
right
when
now?
you said we're in a weird state. Yeah, we're in a weird state, but we're also in a weird state mentally too. Yeah. We're in a weird state physically too, and we're in a weird state of Portland, Oregon as well. I got a lot of personal views on that type of deal. You know what I mean? Part of me says we see other states opening up, whether it be business-wise or in this case maybe like a judo or jiu-jitsu gym-wise, and things are open and they're doing what they can. if we're talking about specifically me living here in Oregon and me having 2 businesses here in Oregon, my hands are tied and I got to do what I got to do to continue having business for the future. So a good example is if we just open up PDXBJJ and anyone could do anything and somebody walks in and we get a citation or we have to close down, now a kid's going to miss out on judo classes because I chose to run a class, because I wanted to train, right? You see, like it goes back to what you said earlier, it affects so many other people that we have to be responsible, and we're trying to follow the rules the best we can. Do I like that? No, I don't like it. For business, from Dojo Outfitters, it's been a tough year. It's been a tough year last year, and we're still going into this year, and nothing has really changed for a brick-and-mortar jiu-jitsu judo store. The people we serve, the industry we serve, the community we serve, they're also handcuffed. Some gyms can open, like we said. Some gyms are closed. Some people are garage training. But that all accumulates to people needing less gis, less belts, less rash guards, less accessories, less foot traffic here. So if we're keeping it 100, Dojo Outfitters, every brick and mortar store, every business is going through an unprecedented time, and it's very challenging. It's very challenging, and it's difficult. And I just have to kind of like, being a martial artist, you're a fellow martial artist, I have to lean on, I have been in these positions before, whether it be personally, in training, in running a gym. If you're going through hell, keep going, right? That's a cliche, but that's something that sticks in my mind, man. Like, we just got to keep moving, be positive. We're only open Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I cut the hours back, 12 to 5. That's to reflect the slower traffic. So, I mean, doing business in a state that's locked down, that's a whole other issue and a whole other podcast we could do. It's hard. Yeah. And Oregon in general, Portland in general, if you walk through downtown, graffiti everywhere, boarded up windows everywhere, businesses are closing everywhere. Jason Gondel, who you had on the show, he had to close his tattoo shop. He's just one of the many, which is unfortunate. That's the unfortunate truth about doing business in Oregon right now, where the policy's in place to be safe. I understand, but the policies in place to try and still continue business here is very challenging, and it actually inhibits growth.
Have you had any thoughts about leaving Oregon?
I'm from Hawaii, first of all, so what Oregon compared to Hawaii, where would you go? Well, where would you rather go?
To be honest, to keep it 100, I love Hawaii. I've been a couple times, but I just love it here, man. Yeah. It's like how it is with Hawaii for you. Exactly. That's where you're from. Yeah. I'm from Oregon. I grew up here. I'm born and raised. Yeah. I love it here, so.
Yeah, I found my wife here in Oregon. I have my shop here in Oregon. I have my dojo here in Oregon. So I maybe not be born and bred here, but I have some roots here. And, could I see myself leaving? I don't see myself leaving 100%. I don't see myself leaving anytime soon, but I'm always going to have roots here. That's how I'd rather choose to answer the question. I'm always going to be here in some capacity, whether it be at the gym, whether it be in here at having this brick and mortar location. Hopefully we make it through this global pandemic. But no, Oregon is a home to me, and I have a special place in my heart for here. That's why I grew my family here. That's why I planted roots here. So, but Oregon is making it so hard to have business here. So maybe Texas, how everyone's moving to Texas. Maybe I should check that out.
You don't want to go to Texas right now.
No. Oh, you're right. Yes. Not right at this moment.
Not right at this moment.
You're right. They're going through some hard times right now, for sure.
I definitely, since we're talking about Dojo Outfitters, I want to talk about some of the collabs that you've recently doing.
Yes.
Specifically the Armored, which is I think the most recent one that
That's actually not a collab. That's a shop exclusive, right? The Armored one.
Is it?
That's a shop. That's our own brand product.
Really?
Yeah. That's the one with the scorpion on it. Uh-huh. That's us.
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah. That's our own house brand.
Really?
Our house logo.
You're a house in a house brand.
Hell yeah, man. That's the Dojo Outfitters exclusive, but I think what you're trying to get to is our collaboration with like Fuji, for example.
Yeah.
We did our first ever judo gi. We've done jiu-jitsu gis in the past. And if we're just talking about just product, the judo market is a different market than jiu-jitsu market, and we've never actually produced a judo gi. And I'm a good friend with Travis Stevens, by the way. Shout out to Travis Stevens. We need you on the show. We have to get you in Chicken Bone ASAP. Whether it be through Zoom or just next time you're in Oregon, come through. Anyway, Travis Stevens is a good friend, so I just straight text him and say, hey man, let's do a collab. Let's do a judo gi collab. When was the last time you've ever seen a judo gi collab?
I don't think I've ever seen one.
I've been in this game a long time, and the judo market, specifically the judo gi market, I don't know of any brand collaborations for judo gis. It's popular in jiu-jitsu. You see a lot of like cross pollination between like BMX or subculture in this XYZ brand, but in judo, it never like transcended into that genre. So for us to jump in with Fuji, who Dojo Outfitters has been doing business with them since we opened, like before we even opened. Like I knew the owner Leah before I was a gym owner or a shop owner. That's why all the gis at Portland Judo are Fuji gis from the start, because of my relationship with Leah. So when it was time to make a judo gi, and Travis, when it was time to make a judo gi, it was a no-brainer. Hit Travis up. I sent over the mock-up about what I thought would be pretty cool on a judo gi. He bounced it back to his artist. He bounced it back to me. And I said, hey, this is going to be an awesome gi. The Kuzushi gi. I named it. Named it the Kuzushi gi. And I actually had to order more just recently. I had to order more size 4s because we sold our batch out. Like, we've been selling good. So they've been selling good. And that just kind of goes to show, like, we're serving the judo market that's underserved. And who else better to do it than Dojo Outfitters? So to partner with Fuji, that was a no-brainer. We also did one with Scramble. We did a jogger set, which I know you have.
I meant to say Scramble. That's the one that I was. Dude, that jogger suit.
Big.
Woohoo.
The Scramble jogger set for us, and I'm gonna fanboy out. Like that was a big for us to be, and to be honest, like to be touched by Scramble and say, hey, we're gonna do a collab. We're gonna do a jogger set with you. Let's move forward.
Yeah.
And knowing Matt at Scramble, for before I even had the store, before I was even Dojo Outfitters, I was like a purple belt, and I did like a Scramble grip trainer video, and me and Louie won. We did it at Portland Judo, and it was like, film how you use these Scramble grip trainers, send the video, or we're gonna win like a t-shirt pack or whatever. And your boy won the video. So I was a fan of Scramble before I was a gym owner or a school owner or a shop owner or whatever. So to be sitting down and actually like contacting Matt and seeing the designs come through, to approving the designs, to having them land in the store, to having them photograph, like the whole process, it solidified the work we've been doing for like 8-9 years. And as a brand owner and as a shop owner, to have a brand like Scramble like touch us on the forehead like, oh, like we're gonna make this jogger set. It feels really good. It also lets me know that we're producing good content, like a YouTube show. We're producing good content like the armored zipper and long sleeve shirt or the hats that we do. It lets me know that we're on the right track, and it lets me know the current health of the brand when other brands want to collaborate, whether it be Fuji or Scramble.
Yeah.
With that being said, hey, we're open for other collaborations. You know what I mean? If the vibe is right and we already have some collaborations I'm kind of working on. We're slowly pulling the strings on.
Is there some breaking news?
Well, I can't officially because we haven't officially produced anything yet. It's all in conversation.
I tried.
So he tried. He tried to get it out. But I mean, it's a Hawaii brand. It's a brand. Again, I try and work with brands that I'm first a fan of because then it's more genuine and it's easier for me to be hyped up about it. You know what I mean? So I'm a fan of these guys, and I hope we sent their logos to them just recently, and we're seeing what's in the works right now.
Dope. Yeah. All right, let's switch it up a little bit.
Switch it up.
If you follow you on Instagram, you follow a page called Nature is Metal.
Yes.
And I kind of want to know what inspires you.
So first of all, what inspires me
about
nature?
Yeah.
First of all, go and follow at Nature is Metal. And there's a bunch of like subculture Instagrams like that, but essentially it's like animals like killing each other.
Yeah.
And I don't want to come across as like a macabre serial killer, but like I'm drawn to it. I'm drawn to seeing like a jaguar like pouncing on an alligator and like biting its neck and like dragging it off. So think about like the sheer power it takes for an animal to do that, first of all. Like to hunt, the patience to hunt and to wait, and like the instincts that come involved with it. I think that's what draws me. It's not just the visual, it's what's behind the visual. It's the primal instincts too.
Yeah.
Which leads me to like, I like being close to that primal vibe, I guess. Even if it's just looking at a photo from afar. Like, do I want to be right next to a lion? Do I want to be hunted by a lion? Hell no. Like a mountain lion? No way. But do I want to see a mountain lion in its prime, physical prime, hunting to live, go after a deer? Yes, I want to see that. Does the deer sometimes get away?
Sometimes.
Hell yeah, it does. Right? So it's maybe it's like a safe way for me to feel danger like that, or be reminded to how degree of a separation we are from slipping back into that. Yeah, that's deep.
You also like a nice lion.
Oh, don't you get? I mean, some of these lion photos where like it's straight on, they're bloody and they're missing an eye. Can you relate to that after walking out of a dojo? Like how you feel?
Yes.
Yes, that's how I feel too sometimes. You ever see two lions fight each other?
Yes.
You don't get hyped up watching two lions fight each other? Or does it make you sad?
Allegedly.
And it could make some people sad too. Some of them I'm like, oh, that's too much. Some of them I was like, oh, next. But I think what I like about it is it reminds me of the primal instincts, the survival instincts too. Mm-hmm. We're talking about being in difficult times right now, whether it be financially, whether it be mentally. Sometimes the zebra gets away. Sometimes the zebra navigates through these rivers and there's like 20 crocodiles and it gets its leg, its haunch, this powerful zebra haunch gets bitten, but it kicks out and it runs away to join the zebra herd. That's what I'm trying to do. So sometimes, I draw a lot from it, and yeah, it keeps my timeline very random.
You know what I just thought about?
What did you think about?
Those animals don't know we're in a pandemic.
No, they don't. Do you think they would even care? They're trying to drink water. They're trying to like give birth to a baby. They're trying to eat and just eat to survive. They don't even. There's no. Every day is a pandemic for them. Every day is a pandemic for an elephant herd trying to find water. You know what I mean? And they're being hunted. Like that's why I'm a fan of nature's metal. That's why I'm a fan of nature in general. It brings me back to the survival instincts. It brings me back to, the biting of a throat every now and then. People got to be reminded of that. You know what I mean? And if you get caught slipping out a water hole, your neck might get your neck might be snatched from you. So don't get caught slipping out a water hole. Drink your water and bounce out.
Yeah.
Go back to your zebra baby and take care of your baby.
Yeah. I actually want to ask you about a recent fight that happened. It was BJJ World Champion Rodolfo Vieira. He fought Anthony Fluffy Hernandez, and I kind of want to. I know you saw the fight, so I want to. For anybody who didn't see, Rodolfo got mount quickly, went for a couple subs, and then gassed out harder than I've maybe ever seen anyone gas out before. Maybe even more than a white belt does. Yeah. I think given his veteran ADCC pedigree, for that to happen to anybody like him, you know what I mean? First of all, he was like a 500 plus favorite, like betting odds. So like Vegas probably, lost a lot of money with him losing. But for him to be, I mean, look, I don't want to sit here and criticize someone that stepped in the ring. Yeah. I don't want to sit here and criticize someone that has way more accolades than I do. But I kind of just want to view it as a reminder that it could happen to anybody. If you're not on your game and you get mount and you think you want to go through all of these submissions 1,000%, we don't know if he had weight cutting issues. We don't know if he had. We don't know anything. We don't know anything. We don't know the backstory. All we know is he had this, blah, tapped out. He lost, took the L. So, and it was so easy for him. He got mount so easy. Yeah. And 2 head and arm triangle chokes, and he was gassed. Yeah, he was super gassed. But what do we always say? When you're the closest to victory,
When you're the closest and you need the last 2% of victory, that's the most crucial 2% or 1% or 0.5% that you're going to have to do, because that's when victory is stolen from you. That's when you're like, I'm 2% away. I got the mount. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. You forget about how you still have to get to 2% and you slip up. Victory is taken like that. Because why? You didn't ring it out all the way. You didn't go 100% all the way. So I'd rather look at it like, you're not critiquing him. I'm not critiquing him.
No, I'm not critiquing. I was more. For me, it was shocking. I was literally shocked.
Yes, we texted each other.
Yeah,
we were like, "What just happened?"
Yeah, literally shocked.
Yeah, shocked. And I'm gonna, if a 7-time ADCC medalist could get got,
anybody,
I could get got. You could get got. A lesson: energy conservation, right? Keeping your, from a structural, technical background, keeping the position before the submission. That's a cliche, but did he do it? And he got kind of gassed out. Maybe there's some acai in there.
Yeah.
Maybe his muscles got too filled with acai. We don't know.
Yeah.
But he got, and you know what? I'm excited to see how he comes back.
I want to see how he comes back too.
What if he goes on like a 7 submission tear and just subs just to make a point?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think he just needed to set up the sub more.
Yeah.
A little ground and pound. Soften him up. Yes, sir.
Especially because you're already in MMA. You got the gloves on. Throw some elbows in there. Cook them. Saute them in the mount, right? Sprinkle some ground and pound on there. Make the guy panic a little more. Bloody him up. And then when that's there, the submission will follow. Look at like a Nate Diaz.
Yeah.
Look at a Nate Diaz. Look at who else is a good soften him up type of guy? You probably know some. Who has
a good old soften him up guy?
Who's like a cook? Nate Diaz is good.
Dude, Nate is like the best because he just tap.
He'll just jab him and massage the meat the whole night, and then when it's time to be finished, he'll just take him down.
Wears him down.
And he'll take so much damage too.
Yeah.
Watching Nate Diaz fight is nature is metal. That's a guy that was born and bred to fight. His mentality is to fight. He is a fighter, and he takes the damage and comes forward again. He'll take an L and keep coming forward again.
Yeah.
He's real.
Yeah.
He's authentic, and that people gravitate towards that. So going back to Rodolfo, maybe you took an L, but people like authentic and say, hey, man, you know what? I messed up. I am a 7-time ADC, but guess what? Watch how I overcome this.
Yeah.
I'm going to come back.
Recently, the PFL announced that Kayla Harrison is coming back to defend her lightweight title.
Yes.
I know you're a big fan of Kayla.
I'm a huge fan of Kayla, first of all. Yes.
Tell me what you think.
I mean, who could beat her? Who's going to beat Kayla?
I mean, literally, and I hate to be this cliche, but I think she's got the only chance to beat Amanda Nunes.
Ooh, what if are they teasing that fight?
No, they're not even in the same. She's in
they're
the
not
PFL.
in the same league. I wonder if they would ever do like a first cross promotion. Never. They would never cross promotion it. But yeah, Kayla, 2-time Olympic gold medalist in judo. First of all, so she already dominated her judo. Everyone knows this already. She already dominated judo for so long. To see her success in MMA, coming on the scene, like we were on the judo national scene together. Seeing her have the success, she was a little years behind me, but seeing her success then, and now seeing her success in MMA, I'm not really surprised by it. Honestly, I'm not surprised. She's dominant. Her mental game is strong. I think she's training in Florida, right? Am I wrong?
I think she's with Top Team.
She's with Top Team, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I mean, that's one of the best gyms probably in the world, right? So when you put that type of pedigree person already, they're already victorious. They already have that mindset about how to win 2 gold medals. They're already that person. You put them in one of the best MMA gyms in the world. Who's going to beat her?
Yeah.
I think I watched that last tournament where she won. It's probably a couple of years ago.
She won $1 million.
She won the fat check $1 million.
$1 million.
You think she got $1 million from USA Judo? Negative. She probably was negative $500,000 from traveling and flying everywhere. But the fact that she's coming back to defend the strap, who are they even going to get to even challenge her? You know what I mean? I don't know. Someone's going to have to be like the pedigree, the amateur pedigree.
There's actually, I read there's a girl on a 4-fight win streak. So possibly, she's got a chance maybe. But I just, realistically, I want to see Kayla in UFC.
Is there a reason why they don't sign her? Is this PFL? Is this like, you're our champ? Like, that's the contract stuff? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know all the deep.
I'm not sure. If I was going to guess, it's the fact that she just doesn't have a lot of fights.
Yeah.
And so PFL probably signed her for some money because she, they
Yeah.
needed a name.
If she could be in there, collect $1 million check, get some fights in. UFC recently brought over, he just fought on the last card, he had a big knockout from Bellator. You know what I'm talking about? Anyway, he just came in, got a dub, knocked this dude out, and if you have success in other organizations, it's a good way to make some noise. She gets in the UFC, that's a whole nother level of stardom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the type of character and person she is, she would kill it.
Oh, yeah.
The marketing they would do for her and the name that they would get, she would kill it. What's $1 million check for her?
Yeah.
If she gets to that point, she would kill it. She'd be with The Rock.
Okay, one more thing. Gordon Ryan steps up last minute to replace his brother.
Yeah.
Who
had a leg injury.
It was his foot. And the thing was a balloon. I saw it on Instagram.
I thought it was leg.
His whole leg. Dude, his foot was
gnarly.
Double the size.
Yeah, I saw the post.
So anyways, he's going to fight Roberto Jimenez. Who you got?
This is nothing against Roberto, but you got to go with Gordon. Like, Gordon is the biggest name right now. We had him on the show. We had a chance to meet him in Portland. You had a chance to sit down with him. I picked him up from the airport. The dude's at another level right now. Like, say what you will about the social media, his stances and whatnot. If you're the type of person that could separate those things and look at the quality of the grappler and the technique and the program he came from, if you could separate that from the person, not that you would have to for anyone, but I like to look at the technical perspective. He's untouchable. He's untouchable right now. He put this thing up just yesterday or today about how it was you're gonna like it. It was from half guard and he got like back. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Back ashi.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's an amazing trap and trick to get through. So you're dealing with someone that has that type of knowledge. Move his whole life to PR. I mean, the dude's gonna, this is again nothing against Roberto, but I mean, like Roberto's like, if you just look at like where they are in their journeys, double gold ADCC, like at the top. Roberto's still like working his way up, collecting W's, getting his name out there. Like he's on the rise. Gordon's been on this level for X amount of years already. But just to recall nature's metal, the old lion has a lot more to lose than the young lion. Young lion's a lot more hungry. Old lion has what he wants. So imagine if Roberto comes out and this is a man on fire and just gets the dub.
Could you imagine?
That's gonna like take the whole world. Boom. You know what I mean?
Could you imagine?
Yeah.
It's been I'd have to look it up, but I mean it's been years since Gordon was submitted.
Yeah. Probably another belt or whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe it was that white belt, the 4-stripe white belt that did the micro adjustments. Maybe he could take a shot at him.
Yikes.
Maybe he should take a shot at the GOAT and see what's up.
Yeah, we haven't.
How about Galval? You always see Galval, not Galval going back. You see Gordon always calling out Galval.
Well, he wants $1 million.
It's a little steep. It's a little steep
for a grappling match.
That's a little steep, man. I'm all about setting your price and be happy with it, and he's happy with his legacy. But $1 million, I mean, I'm not gonna laugh at another man setting his price. But is it real? Is it realistic? Maybe some like UAE or a Sheikh, Abu Dhabi. Now you're talking about some ADCC type of deal. You know what I mean?
Nah.
Who would win it?
I think Gordon.
Yeah. You could argue that Gordon is from a new school. I don't want to say new school. From a new train of thought, a new technique, new mythology. And Galval is from, I'm not going to say old school, but from a different school of thought. The new school game is just a whole nother level of rules, whole new level of routes.
Yeah.
Old school game has to kind of adapt and see what's next. Not that they're even versus each other, though.
Yeah.
But it's just a matter of technical fact that we're talking about.
All right. Before we get you out of here, final thoughts. Say what's up to all our subscribers.
Hey, make sure you subscribe to this channel because Chicken Bone and Jamie are putting in work. They're making good content. You're finding your favorite grappler, and they're interviewing them, and they're talking about their journey, and they're letting people really be themselves. They come in here. You have a tendency to pull like really good questions and good journey, getting their journey out of them. So if you guys haven't already subscribed, we're trying to get to 3,500 subscribers.
Yeah.
And we could do that. with your help, we need you guys to subscribe. Help us get to 3,500. I believe that's an achievable goal for all of us in this room.
Should we tell anyone who made it this far who our next guest is going to be? Because I already know who it's going to be. Should we tease
Tell them.
Should we? If you made it this far, we got Amanda Lowen coming back for the next episode.
Yes.
So, yeah.
We had her on a year ago, but a lot has changed in her life since then. She's won a lot. She's progressed a lot.
I'm going to see if she'll bring the belt.
Hey, can you? If you're not going to bring the belt, don't even bother coming. We're going to take this off the table. We're going to take the pride. This is real, by the way. I don't know if you guys can see. This is heavy, solid. We're going to take this off the table. Amanda's going to put the sug belt on. We're going to talk about it. Maybe you could.
The champ is here.
You should put it. You should have her do it the whole interview with the belt on her shoulder.
Yeah,
she wouldn't do that.
Let me tell you something, brother.
Let me tell you something, Mean Gene. Oh yeah. No, Amanda's not that type though. You know what I mean? She yeah. If you guys made it this far, stay tuned. Amanda Lowen, she's gonna kill it.
Hey, appreciate you guys. Peace.
Mahalo.